Jerry Grant. Curly's words. Curly's words, Jerry Grant.
Just a pinch between your cheek and gums. That is a slogan for Skoal chewing tobacco. Well, I'm going to tell you how a few pinches between my cheek and gums took me on the ride of a lifetime. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests, there I was in Montana, stranded on the freeway, hitchhiking, waiting for a ride. Nothing in sight. Then suddenly, a red 1960 Chevy pickup truck was zooming towards me. It squealed to a stop at my feet. I walked to the passenger door and opened. I was met by a giant German shepherd growling at me, sitting there with a cowboy hat, red bandana, and cowboy boots on. The man behind the wheel said, "I'm Curly, where are you heading?" I said, "Minneapolis." "Hop on in." Against better judgment, I jumped in the truck and off we went. It wasn't too long when Curly grabbed his can of Skoal and took a pinch for himself. Well, then he took a pinch, and the dog opened its mouth. It looked at me, whacked me in the side of the head, and then spit on my shoe. I couldn't believe it. Not to be outdone, I took a pinch of Skoal and looked at those cowboy boots and grrr, I spit out the window. Well, things were going pretty well. Then the road got rough. We hit a giant bump. I hit the ceiling, the wad of Skoal went down into my stomach. My stomach was swirling, my vision got blurry, I got dizzy, and I passed out. When I woke up, Curly asked if I enjoyed my nap. He was sitting right next to me. And then I looked. There was the dog with both paws on the steering wheel, driving the truck. I closed my eyes again, trying to get my bearings, and then Curly said, "Do you want to see this thing fly?" What? The dog pushed a lever, and the truck shook, and the next thing you knew, we were in the air. We were 50 feet, 100 feet in the air, flying along. I looked to my right. There was a flock of geese right out the window. I closed my eyes again, not believing what I was seeing. And then Curly said, "Oh, look it up there." I looked. The freeway traffic was backed up for miles. We continued to get closer, and then I saw the reason. There was a herd of 10,000 bulls stampeding east on the freeway. Curly said, "Oh, city slicker, it's your lucky day. You get to see how a modern cow dog rounds up cattle." Okay, the dog hit a button, and the next thing you knew, we were descending. We hit the ground with a thud. Then the dog hit the gas. We started racing towards that herd of beasts on the freeway. Then the dog hit the horn. The herd spread apart. We raced to the front. Once we got to the front, the bull stopped. We stopped. Curly got out. He had a piece of rope 10,000 feet long. He made a lasso. He twirled it 5 times. Let it go. The whole clump of cattle was now in the lasso. He pulled it and bull-tied the whole bunch. Then he walked to the back of the truck. He tied it to the hitch, and he said, "Hit it, Rusty!" The dog gassed it and pulled the whole herd off the freeway. The traffic was moving again. Well, back in the truck, we had another victory pinch. The dog didn't spit in my shoe this time. But I looked behind us. My head was starting to get dizzy again. I saw some rocking. I looked, and there was a giant 8-foot rabbit with horns in the back. I looked again, and Curly said, "What's wrong? Never seen a jackalope before?" I got dizzy, and I passed out. Later that day, when I woke up in the hospital, the nurse said I'd be fine in the morning. And she said a cowboy and a dog dropped me off, and they left something for me. They left this can of Skoal and a note. The note read, "Remember Curly's words. City slickers shouldn't chew Skoal. Makes them see things." Well, to this day, I haven't opened that can of Skoal, and I've lived those words. Madam.